Hey, how's it going? Big C figured I would give you a video as you requested on a little add-on that I have recently found myself called CLCDK. They also make a couple of different versions for other DPS tech classes, and there's a couple of knockoffs out there as well for things like an elemental shaman, etc. Basically, what it does is it shows you how everything is not in a set rotation anymore. Everything's in a priority list. Basically, it knows what the priorities are for whatever spec you're in and displays them right here on the screen for you. There's several different ways to set it up. You can, of course, change any of your options here. I did not know that about the graphical runes until you had it on yours, and I looked through there and was going to do this video. I thought that was pretty cool. You can change your runes order to whichever order you want them to be in. It just looks like a thing of lifesavers to me, but it really doesn't matter. All the options in here, not really going to get into too much. The rotation options are pretty much going to go based on your spec. It already knows what is already needed to be done. So until they change what the priority lists are for the specific specs, I don't see this add-on needing any updates or anything for a while. You can also show if you have an AoE down or if you need one. You can do the death and disease for whenever that's up. You can pull your runic power for interrupts if you're the main interrupter, etc. I don't have this set for blood, so it won't look exactly like you will need, but the basis is typically the same. If you are doing a diseaseless blood spec, you can click diseaseless, and it won't filter in the diseases into the rotation. I have here both because, of course, I'm unholy and I want my diseases on there. It's a big part of what I need to do. Basically, before I get into that, you can click your priority icons. As far as there's a lot of options that you can do based off of how you like to do it, but really the basis that it puts in there automatically, I just leave there and I don't worry about changing anything there. As far as with your threat problem, I would definitely recommend getting the threat plates for tidy plates, so that way you can use those on yours, and basically you just set it to whichever one is going to be your blood spec, if it's your primary off spec. My DPS specs, I like graphite, mainly for the sheer fact, and I'll show you what it looks like here. Let me take a look here, graphite. It puts everything as this really small one, so when you're DPS, you really don't care about threat because you'll be looking at your omen right here. And I also noticed that you didn't have omen. If you're going to be a tank, you want omen, so it will show you your threat and who's pulling threat, and you know to tell them to back off. You'll need it later, trust me. Whenever you are doing the threat plates, you'll have different colors based off of what you're looking at. It's not going to show up right on these training dummies, but yellow usually means that you're losing threat or you're low on threat. And of course you'd want to taunt or pick up on them to make sure that you're getting your aggro back. Whenever you have good threat, it'll be green, and it'll show you like that. And whenever it's red, that means you're completely off threat, and to go and hit on it really good to gain your threat back on it. It usually means that somebody's not on your same target and they're targeting something else. And unless you got a lot of AoE going down, you're not going to do much good for it. But I like tidy plates because rather than having to click on the item, you can just click on the plates. So if you have 10 or 12 guys, you find the yellow one, you attack it, you beat on it a little bit more, and then you go back, and of course just go back to the guy that you're wanting to actually beat on again. As far as for this, I'll show you. Basically it shows you like a see and say. Whichever one it shows here, that's the one you want to do. I'm using a Raisin Raga, so I have it all pretty much set. Run through it once, and you'll see all the ones that it'll tell you to do. And then basically you just keep them up where they're really easy to find. I'm going diseased, so it will tell me to put up my diseases first, which has got timers here of the 2 diseases. And then based off of what runes you have available, it'll tell you the highest one that you want to do for whatever runes are available. Like right now, it's telling me to, well, some things have changed since the last time I did this video. It's a little bit better here. It's telling me to go ahead and do Scourge Strike, so I'll do Scourge Strike. It's telling me to do Festering Strike. It's telling me to do Death Coil, and Death Coil again, and Death Coil again, and then Scourge Strike, and Scourge Strike, and Scourge Strike, etc. Basically, it's monkey see, monkey do. Whatever you see it tell you to do, that's what you do, and you'll work out some pretty good threat on it. And you'll also get awesome DPS going up because it'll help you remember what to do. You can get to a point where as long as you put your interrupts down here, you don't even have to look at the main screen if you're DPS or anything like that, because, well, you just do what it says, and then you can't click on anything. Oh, it's dead. But basically, that's a rundown of CLCDK. It's all a priority system, so that just tells you it has a built-in list of your priority spells, and whichever one you have available, it'll tell you to cast it. And right now, I took all my heirlooms off to send over to my warrior that I'm working on. And as you can see, I'm doing pretty decent DPS here as a level 7. I believe I'm 74. Death Knight, Unholy, dual-handed. And no, of course, my pet isn't attacking anything. Stupid me. But I mean, it's pretty much straightforward. It's monkey see, monkey do. It tells you which one to tap, and that's of course the one that you tap. So this will really come in handy whenever your blood, this graphical bar, I'm glad that you had that up, because it'll tell you whenever something's about to go on. Once you learn the mechanics a little bit more and know which runes you need to save for what, etc., it'll help you with that, and then that way you can go through there and keep your rotation up. But really, it's pretty straightforward. It's not very difficult at all. It pretty much does its own thing, and it'll kind of help you in there. And from what I read about blood, you kind of want to just make sure that you get if you're going diseased, you get your diseases up, and you get your death and decay down, and when you can, you do blood boil, which if they have your diseases on them, then you do blood boil, and that kind of does your AoE, kind of like the paladin, where it'll kind of give you your AoE threat a little bit as well. So like if you pull a big mob, what I like to do is get your diseases up, do your spread there with pestilence, and then pop off a couple of blood boils when they're up, and you're good to go at that point. You get your AoE done, you get your death and decay down, and at that point, unless somebody's just stupid and really hurting your issue there, I don't think that you'd run into too much problems. And of course, you got to get in depth into your blood tanking rotation, of course. So it'll be a little bit differently than what I've got here, but that would be my recommendation. If you're going diseased, get your diseases up, pestilence them across, make sure your death and decay is down, blood boil a couple times, get into your primary rotation. You should have no problem with threat. Get Omen, especially, and threat plates to help you out with the colors, and that way you don't have to worry about looking at Omen all the time. Should be good to go. So hopefully this video will help you out, and my fraps can stop crashing, and I can start making some more WoW videos again. But take it easy, Big C, and I will try to get this uploaded sometime later tonight. Take it easy, man.